Welcome. This is the Saudi Arabia Debrief episode 24. I know it's a little bit late, but it is what it is. So put it there. That's it. What we're going to do, we're going to talk about basically the Max Verstappen show. But before I bring in my co-Qs, my partner in crime, TOTO Hammer, for all you guys or girls listening on the podcast, iTunes or Spotify, or even Amazon Music, I'm on there now. Remember to recommend this video, recommend the audio, and like it, and give me good feedback on iTunes as well. It really helps out the channel. So I'm going to bring in my co-Qs, my partner in crime, TOTO Hammer. Big up to TOTO Hammer. How's it going, bro?
Yeah, man. Look, just how's it going so far? My day.
Yeah.
I've had a really rough day. Not really that rough, if you know what I mean. I just have barely any sleep.
You okay though, bro?
Yeah, I'm okay, man. I'm really okay. I'm just a bit tired. After this video that we're gonna do now, I might get some sleep as well. Because I need it, man. I really need it.
Yeah.
Because as you all know, sleep is really important. And,
of course.
It gets you on your day. That's why I can't wait for these Easter holidays. I'm using these holidays for granted to get some rest. You know what I mean? Because my sleep cycle.
You know what? We say that, you know what?
Messed up, man.
When I used to go to college and all that back in the day, yeah. I remember I used to say to myself, right. In the morning when you know you're gonna go to school, college, whatever, yeah. You know it all work. You have to get up, but you don't want to get up. You just think, what? I just want to get another 5 minutes sleep.
Yeah.
But you think to yourself, when the holidays come, you appreciate it. But when the holidays come, yeah, you get up early because you want to get out there.
That's what I'm saying.
It's mad how the human body is, man. It's a mind thing. But you're good though now. Everything's good.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the Saudi Arabia. As you can see at the bottom, it's self-explanatory. We're going to talk about the Max Verstappen show. Now, at the back end of last season, the commentators were plugging it on TV saying, look, I think next season is going to be different. The cars are going to be more closer. This season seems the same for now. I'm not giving up on the season yet. I'm not going to come out and say, look, the season's done. I'm going to continue to have an open mind and be more positive. I'm not going to be negative and say, look, the season's finished. But so far, Max Verstappen has ran the show. It looked at in points of when I was in Bahrain, that maybe Ferrari was kind of clawing back, or maybe even Mercedes when they had, remember when George Russell and Lewis Hamilton got the fastest in practice too. Everybody thought, yeah, they're going to make grounds. It never happened. But we're going to see what happens at Australia, which is this weekend. This video is late, by the way, because we had a lot on an old TOTO Hammer had a virus. So this is why this audio video is a delay. But what are your thoughts on the season so far, and what did you think of the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix?
I think, look, the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, I'm not going to come out in here and say it was one boring race. Let's face it, it was. But there was one battle out there.
It was.
And there was a 5-way battle between Albon. And really, all the battles were usually at more the back. The midfield and, of course, the top 4 teams, are just out there on their own, not really, battling. This is why the most fun part of the race is turn 1, lap 1. As soon as the checkered flag goes out, we're just looking for the action, man. We're looking for safety cars. I do think there was a safety car in this race when Lance Stroll went out. There was a safety car. Some drivers didn't take advantage of it, which we'll get onto later. With Lewis didn't take advantage of it. Should have pitted as soon as the safety car went out, but I missed the pit lane.
We can talk about it now. This is a debrief. This is not going to be. It's not going to be a long one. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes. It's for the podcast. So we want to try and keep it a little bit short this week. But look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And it is what it is. Yeah. What did you think of? Are you worried or are you concerned about Mercedes' pace and the way they're going?
Look, it just seemed like to me that Mercedes haven't really adapted to these regulations. They haven't really
No.
adapted to these regulations. Like ever since when Hamilton got robbed at Abu Dhabi,
Mm.
ever since that time we got robbed of the eighth world title. Season after, they haven't really adapted. Red Bulls adapted perfectly.
Oh
Throughout
yeah,
these regulations that changed, Red Bulls is adapted perfectly. The only reason why they adapted perfectly is what they got in the back line. They got Adrian Newey in the back line.
yeah. The
Right, that
feces.
key
The
aero
guy's
guy.
got a feces on ground effect.
Yeah, they've got a key guy in ground effect. They've got a key guy in aerodynamics, right? But what was really caught me off guard, I know I'm going a bit off topic. What really caught me off guard is when they said, "Are they going to take the aerodynamics away from Red Bull for cheating?" Nothing happened. Look, they got accused of cheating, and it was cheating. Right? If I even said that online, they were cheating. But nothing happened. Nothing. No cost cap reduction. No championship taken off them. No aerodynamic taken off them. Because that's what they're going to say, right? That's what they said, that they're going to take the aerodynamics off him. Well, it's still got Adrian Newey there, right?
Of course.
Above the ground effect and aerodynamics. So Red Bull will still cook in these seasons.
Nothing's
They're
going to
still
change, really.
exactly. They've
Look,
adapted to these two regulations.
if you look over the history of Formula One, there's always one team that adapts to the regulations more faster than the others. It's like in the Ferrari days, you had the Michael Schumacher era. They adapted to the regulations, just like when Red Bull had their time. They adapted to the regulations. This is why at the end of 2013, Vettel says we've got to remember these years. They don't last forever. And then now, when 2014 came, Mercedes, the hybrid era, they adapted. Other teams did catch up a little bit. Ferrari caught up, Red Bull caught up to an extent. But this era, the ground effect era, it seems like the teams are absolutely nowhere near, not even close of matching Red Bull's race pace, not even close. And one of the main reasons is Adrian Newey. That is the main reason. He was perfect. Jeremy Clarkson at one of the Grand Prix, they asked him, who do you think is going to win the race? And he come out and said, Adrian Newey. Very simple. Adrian Newey. It was on the grid walk when Martin Brundle was there. I think it was Bahrain. He said Adrian Newey because he's the master. He's the one with the feces who had the ground effects and he knew how to adapt to these regulations. Now, look, we all know that the Red Bull car tyre wear is absolutely brilliant because they've got the perfect balance of the car. When you've got a perfect balance of the car and you've got Adrian Newey behind you, that means your tyre wear, your tyre wear can be better than others. This is why their tyre wear, this is why, have you noticed when people when they pit, they're always one of the last to pit because they can go longer because they've got the perfect balance of the car. And managing their tires is so vital when it comes to a race. It doesn't mean nothing in qualifying, but in the race, managing your tires and be able to go on longer on the tires is so vital in a
Yeah, like
race.
Red Bull, the same as Bar. I'm going to go back into your point how they can last for ages. It was the same in Bahrain. They lasted almost half a race.
Exactly.
Even above half a race. They've
Yeah.
lasted more than a half of a race on the same tyres, just to put on the stuff to compound towards the end. Now, of course, about F1 is about speed, having a good car.
Yeah.
They've got speed, good balance, good strategy team. Well, if you've got a team like that, you don't really need a good strategy team, right? It doesn't take a genius to work it out. If the driver is really good on the tires, plus the balance of the car's good, so all the front axles, rear axle, everything's all perfect, right? The tires perform well, So like this Saudi Arabia race, how look, of course the safety car came out, Max took advantage of it, put on the fresh tires, right? And how long was that stint? Red Bull's stints are so long, and it's not often being looked at. Of course,
Not a lot of people are talking about that. I've heard a few people talking about it in some spaces, but not a lot of people are talking about that. How good their tire management is, and that is so vital. People don't realize it's not just about speed; it's about being able to manage your tires better as well. Because when it comes to a race, that is the number one: is to manage your tires. If you got one of these cars that you'll burn your tires out very fast, like Mercedes was, I think it was the season before, where they had to come in quick. Always they used to come in early all the time for the tires. That's not going to help you in a race. That is not going to help you because you'll have to stop more.
Yeah.
Go on. So that's it about the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. It's just a short one today. We just wanted to do a quick one. We've just gone over 10 minutes long, so we're going to leave it at that. If you want to catch us, if you got anything else to say, Toto?
I was going to say that I've told the Mercedes fans who, of course, thinking let's give up on the season, right? Look, I think Mercedes give up on the season already. But look, the only way us Mercedes fans are going to survive through this absolute Red Bull domination era, right, is just wait till 2026 when the new regulations come. Audi will come in, potentially Vettel and Sainz to fill them roles. There's going to be there's going to be no cost cap, so teams can spend what they want. So, and it's all going to be relied on power, and that's how Mercedes,
the way it was before,
adapted. Yeah, exactly the way it was before. There's no cost cap, all relied on power, and you can spend what you want. I think as soon as they bring the cost cap in, Mercedes couldn't really adapt, and of course the new regulations of the car, they couldn't adapt either.
I like that point you just made there. Regarding the cost cap, because at least when Lewis was dominating back in the day, and Vettel was dominated back in the day, other teams had that ability to try and come back because funding. They had the ability to be about funding. But now Red Bull's got the best car. They brought the cost cap in. Other teams can't gain anything because if they try and gain any sort of time, they've got to spend, and then they'll go over the cost cap. So really, they've shackled the other teams. So people go, oh yeah, but Lewis back in the day dominated, but the other teams had funding like Ferrari and Red Bull to try and come back. Ferrari nearly did come back in 2018 with Vettel. It was only because of Vettel's mistakes that cost him. If you go back and watch that 2018 season, it was because of his mistakes. I wrote the 2017, I get it, the car wasn't really reliable, but the 2018 season, the Ferrari had a car to beat Mercedes. They was actually faster than Mercedes. It was because of Vettel that bottled it, which he did, right? That's what cost them. So these regulations, no one can have got the ability to come back because they brought the cost cap in. So when next season comes, when 2026 season starts, hopefully they get rid of this cost cap. I'm not sure if you know anything about that, Toto, but hopefully they get rid of this cost cap.
Yeah.
So you got anything else to say before we wrap up?
No, nothing. That's all I wanted to say about the regulations and all that.
Ayrton Senna is trending on Twitter. How about that one? The guy's been dead since 1994, the greatest Formula One driver in history, and he's trending online because it's his birthday. It would have been his birthday, the 64th birthday. Brilliant. Greatest of all time. So we're going to sign out today. Remember, the ones that are listening on the audio, the podcast, iTunes, and the Spotify and Amazon Music, remember to recommend the video to your friends and leave a good feedback on iTunes as well. It really helps out me, and it helps out Toto Hammer as well. Remember, I said on my last video, this channel is changing. It's going to be the same channel, but we're rebranding it. It's not going to be called Solo P1. We're trying to figure out a name. If anyone's got any suggestions, put them in the comment section, put them in the chat room, let us know what's going on. But that's it, man. That's what we've got to say. Saudi Arabia Debrief episode 24 in the bag. I'd like to say goodbye to everybody and goodbye to Toto. See you later, bro. Big up, big up, big up.